Now, moving on really swiftly to another person who is seriously confusing us. Let's talk about Sara Kabu. Kabu of the Jabo Jabo family has officially said something that, as always, a bit risky. And we're like, okay, girl, okay. Now, Mrs. Sara Kabu, yes, technically she's Mrs. Sara Kabu, had officially crowned herself the president of the Goat Wives Association in Kenya. This is about, what, 2000 and when? 2000, Kitambo, about 5 years ago. But now she's saying she wants to not only step down from this position, she also has a few caveats that she has involved in her relationship now, or at least a few loose regulations that she has loosened a little bit in her household, and therefore she wants to tell us what these household loosened regulations are. So one, she said, it's been 5 years as a president. At one point or another, I am a president who understands that after 5 years, I should step out of office. And I feel like this one should be sent somewhere to somebody. 5 years is enough. In fact, you should have gotten 2 days and you're out. But it's okay. Back to the story. 5 years in the Goat Wife presidency seat, and she says she's done. She's done her term. She's ready for someone else to take over. But that wasn't it. That wasn't the only thing that she said. She was having this conversation, and she said, of course, I've been a goat wife, and as a goat wife, this was when she did the TikTok, and she hopped on the challenge for, of course, I'm a goat wife. I wake up at 6 a.m. to make sure my man is fed. I do blah, 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 and I pray for my family at 6 a.m., and so on and so forth. And this obviously brought a lot of conversations and controversy around it, because why is she waking up at 6 a.m. to pray for her family? And cook for her man? Like, why? Why is this the thing that she decided to do for herself? To each their own. Now, she went on to another post where she was speaking about how her husband bought her a car, and the way she's happy to take care of him, you know, the way she's happy to do all the wifely duties, and the only thing she asks in return is that the husband every so often will take her out to lunch or to dinner or to a nice breakfast at a nice location. And we're like, okay, bare minimum, but do you, boo-boo? But when she was speaking on KTN, a local TV station, she said this. She said she's been part of an association where she started, like a foundation that she started. It's called The Virtuous Woman, where she tries to give insight to fellow women and telling them pieces of advice of things she's learning along the way during marriage, so it can empower them and enable them to become better goat wives to their husbands, right? Or just to live their lives as goat wives. And she says that recently she'd seen something and she had to say something. She said, so every time I create content, I want to chanua women. I always, every time I see content that that I can chanua women, I will always share it with them. But nowadays, I tell women, actually cheating shouldn't be one of the reasons we leave men. Or we shouldn't be worried about our husbands when they cheat. She continued to say, let's worry about bigger things. Whether he's cheating or not, just leave it. Continue to say, when you're unbothered, they become worried. How come you're not checking on me? You're not praying for me? So I tell women to cheze chini kidogo. We cannot keep chasing them all the time. Let men be who they were created to be. Honestly, I was with her until that part. I was with her until the part where she said, let men be who they were created to be. I agree with letting a man just live his life, not being too bothered, not being naggy, not being in his business all the time. Where I draw the line is like, yeah, if he's cheating, let him cheat. You worry about other things in your life. Oh, wait, girl, wait. I'm sorry. What, Sara Kabu? Sara Kabu, what are you saying? Hello, jabo. This is not making any sense at all. First of all, how is it possible that her justification is that if you are not in any danger, if your life isn't in any danger or any threat, let the man have fun? How is that the way you're looking at it? That apparently she's been seeing a lot of couples separating nowadays, and she's feeling like it's unnecessary for them to separate on the bounds or on the basis of cheating, if at all, that's the only thing. Like, if your life is not under any threat, it's okay, let him cheat. If your life is not under any threat, stay in the relationship and work on it. I'm just like, I'll let men be who they are meant to be is where I'm just like, apana. Look, I believe to each their own. If your life is under any threat, is very subjective because there is threat to your life consistently. Your partner is cheating on you with multiple people, that could breed diseases. Your husband is cheating on you with one, even maybe two people, that could breed jealousy, and this other woman can come and beat you up and you know, deceive you, or what's the woke word and statement we're using nowadays? Unalive you. Yes, we've seen the story of the lady in Foy's Junction who the side chick came and ended up unaliving her because of the husband. Like, we've seen all of these stories of women doing insane stuff because they found out their husband was cheating, or the side person doing insane stuff because they want to be the original goat wife. Like, there is no way you can tell me that a person cheating on you is not a threat to your life. It is a threat to your life in different ways. It depends on how you're looking at it. The fact that this person is not giving you attention and giving it to another person is emotional abuse and negligence on my part. That's a threat to my life. Excuse me? The fact that money is going elsewhere for other funny biasharas and meetings and so on and so forth, that is a threat to my life financially. Like, why are you starting to change my financial status and lifestyle simply because you've decided you're going to diverge some money somewhere else? For me, threat to your life is very subjective, and a man cheating on me is a threat to my life. And there is absolutely no reason to say that women cannot cheat. Kwani Eve alikuanga anaongea na nani? You know, if she was so happy in her relationship, why is she over there chapping stories with snakes? Technically, she was emotionally cheating on this Adam. So even women have the potential and the capacity to cheat. Why can't we be let do the same thing? For me, none of this is making any sense. Sara Kabu, I think you need to take several seats, or at least keep your information and your advice maybe within your circle, maybe within your head. Just don't let it escape your mouth, because every time you say something, it just sounds crazy.
Wow. Okay.
It sounds loco.
Okay, granted, I do agree with Sarah that there are bigger things to be worried about.
Absolutely.
But let this be an equal thing. You know, if you're getting your thrill elsewhere, I'm also allowed
open
to get
relationship
my thrill elsewhere. Yes. But if it becomes a case where you're allowed to do whatever you want to do, but I'm supposed to be here and create this picture of happiness and love and be your safe space and everything, when you're not that for me, that now becomes a very unfair situation, because what's happening? Also, there's always the option of, don't be with this person. If a person is causing you so much misery, why are you always the one rising above? Nini, why are you always the one saying, I'm going to take care of my family? You're going into war rooms and praying day and night for a person to change while they are living their best life. And when they get tired of pursuing whatever they're pursuing, they come back to you and you all repent and you give a testimony about how the Lord saved your marriage. But that is just not the route for everybody, okay? It may work for you. And, you know, sometimes I kind of get into arguments with like my mom when we're talking about these things, because I'm like, I don't like hearing advice from older women, because it comes from a place of suffering. It comes from a place of compromise. It does not come from a place of, I'm putting myself first. I am thinking of me first before I consider everything else, all you guys are going. Like older women will always give you this, you know, we have been there, we have done that, and my advice is vumilia. You know, just pray for your family. Shikilia, wewe atarudi nyumbani. But atarudi nyumbani na nini? Diseases. He'll come back home with what? Spiritual entities. That's just not for me. So I feel like y'all should do what y'all want to do, but don't be so self-righteous and come and talk and deliver it like this is the right
the normal way of doing it,
and minimize people who actually say, oh, you cheated on me, I don't want to be with you anymore. Just minimize their whole experience by, there are bigger things you could have left him for. Why should I wait for a bigger thing? Why can I not leave now when he's shown me exactly who he is? Anyway.
It reminded me of something. Like when you said he could come back with diseases, he could come back with all of these things. You know that scenario where you were cheating on someone, so you are heartbroken, so you're coming to cry with me, or you're sad, you're heartbroken, you're going through it while you're in a relationship with me, and I'm just like, what is happening? Are you okay? You're like, no, it's just life, work. You're depressed. You're in a situation, and I'm like, what's going on? So you're coming back for me to nurse the wound of the person who left you because you cheated on me.